Good day everyone. By the way, I am Jeremy Andino and with my partner, Gladel Bueno, and in this video, our topic for this afternoon, we will discuss about blended learning. First, let's define what is blended learning. So, blended learning combines online digital media with traditional classroom methods, allowing students control over time, place, and pace of learning. So blended learning is a teaching approach that integrates both traditional classroom methods and digital or online learning experiences. Meaning to say, blended learning is a combination of face-to-face classes and online classes. So in blended learning environment, part of the instruction occurs in a face-to-face setting, while the rest is delivered through online platforms. And this approach, it allows students to take advantage of the flexibility and personalized pacing of online education, while still benefiting from in-person interactions with instructors and peers. So now let's move to the advantages of blended learning. So there are 5 advantages of blended learning. So number 1 is flexibility learning options. So the students can access learning materials online at any time and anywhere, which helps accommodate different learning schedules. So number 2 advantage of blended learning is personalized learning. With the blended learning mode, students can engage in self-paced activities, making learning more tailored to their needs. Number 3 advantage of blended learning is increased student engagement. By integrating a variety of digital tools and multimedia, the blended learning can enhance engagement and interest in the subject. So the student can engage in learning through the use of technology. Number 4 advantage of blended learning is access to resources. The students can access online materials and lessons whatever they need them, even though outside of traditional classrooms hours. And lastly, number 5 advantages of blended learning is that collaboration and independence. So that in this case, the students can collaborate with peers online and work independently, fostering important skills for the modern world skills. So now let's move on to the challenges of blended learning. So despite its many advantages, blended learning also comes with certain challenges. So number 1 challenges of blended learning is if you are a teacher or student, so you need for reliable technology. So the students or teachers need reliable internet access and technology to participate in online components or in online classes. Number 2 challenges of blended learning is require self-discipline. So if you are participating in online components, since much of the learning happens independently, so you as a student or teacher must be disciplined and manage your time effectively. So this is also challenges to manage. Number 4 challenges of blended learning. Teacher in tech tools. So teachers may need additional training to use technology tools and design engaging in online classes. So as you remember, so maraming teacher dati nung pandemic time natin, no, marami tayong naobserbahan na parang hindi sila marunong talaga gumamit ng technology kasi nga face-to-face tayo noon and biglang nag-online classes. So, maraming teacher na hindi pa marunong masyado gumamit ng technology. So, marami sa kanila nag-explore pa. So, yun ang isa sa challenges no na encounter ng blended learning during pandemic time. Number 4 challenges of blended learning is balancing content between face-to-face and online modes. So, finding the right balance between the face-to-face and online activities can be difficult, requiring a thoughtful course design. So, isa sa hamon ng isang or ng blended learning is mahirap i-balance yung face-to-face tsaka online mga activities. So, ngayon tayo naman dadako sa types of or kinds of blended learning. There are various models of blended learning. So, each offering different combinations of face-to-face and online instruction. So, number 1 models of blended learning is face-to-face driver. So, in this model, the teacher leads most of the instruction in the classroom. So, supplementing it with occasional and online activities. Number 2 is the rotation model. So, in this model, the students rotate between online learning and classroom learning on a fixed schedule, creating a balance between the face-to-face and the online class. Number 3 is the flex model. So, in this model, the majority of learning happens online with on-site support available as needed. So, number 4, online lab model. So, in this model, online learning takes place in a physical classroom or in a computer lab with supervision from teacher assistance. Number 5 model, self-blend model. So, this type of model, students choose additional online courses to supplement their traditional in-person learning. Number 6 model is the online driver model. So, in this model, all learning occurs online with face-to-face components, either optional or limited to extracurricular activities.
Technology and blended learning. So, mahalaga ang papel ng teknolohiya for blended learning. So, mayroon ditong 3 halimbawa ng teknolohiya na maaaring ginagamit for blended learning. So, una, Learning Management System or LMS like Moodle o Blackboard. So, ito ay kadalasang ginagamit upang maihatid ang mga materyales, pagsusulit, talakayan, at pagtatasa. Pangalawa naman, ang tools for content creations, quizzes, and assessment. So, ito ay maaring gumamit ang mga guro ng iba't ibang digital tools upang lumikha ng interactive content at subaybayan ang progreso ng mga mag-aaral. So, ang pangatlo naman is ang collaboration platform like Google Classrooms and Microsoft Teams. So, ang mga platform ng kolaborasyon tulad ng Google Classroom at Microsoft Teams ay tumutulong sa komunikasyon at pagbibigay feedback sa mga mag-aaral. Synchronous and asynchronous learning. So, synchronous learning happens in real time. So ito ay tumutukoy sa real-time na pagtuturo kung saan sabay-sabay na nagbibigay interaksyon ang mga mag-aaral at ang guro. So online man o harapan, maaring kabilang dito ang live na video, lectures, real-time discussions, and face-to-face na klase. Ang asynchronous naman, learning occurs at the student-owned space with flexible access to materials. So, ibig sabihin, pinapabayaan nito ang mga mag-aaral na kumuha ng mga materyales at makumpleto ang mga gawain sa sarili nilang oras. So, kasama ang mga gawain dito sa panonood ng mga record lectures, pagsali ng mga online forums at pagsusumiti ng mga takdang aralin na nagbibigay ng mas malaking kalayaan sa oras. Next is role of teachers and learners. So teachers facilitate both online and offline learning. So, ibig sabihin, ang mga guro ay nagsisilbing gabay o tagapagpadali sa parehong online at offline na bahagi ng kurso. So, sila ay nagbibigay ng suporta sa loob ng klase habang ginagabayan ang mga mag-aaral sa online o offline na mga materyales. Learners. So, learners must engage in self-directed learning and participate in both structured classroom and independent online tasks. So, sa madaling salita, kinakailangan maging mas responsable ang mga mag-aaral sa kanilang sariling edukasyon. So, sila ay lumalahok sa online learning na pinamamahalaan nila mismo. At nakikilahok sa parehong classroom discussions at online tasks.